Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Claudia and I'm happy to have you here. I did a series of videos that ended in February about going from clueless to awareness in one's life. Now I'm in my 70s. The thing of it is, for all of us, we have our lives to live. And as we experience things along the way, you're going to at some point stop because you don't want to do that anymore. You may, curse the boss and walk out and go look for another job, or you may just, take a different tack and a job finds you and you find your bailout that way. There's so many things because life is meant to be a variety of experiences for us. So in my early years, I just considered those early years a blessings, that the memories that I did have were decent, and the other stuff just came later. In my 20s, other clues started popping up. I had a boss give me, early in the 70s, a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Now, I didn't understand the book very well at the time, but I also had a feeling or sensing that there was something more to this book. And he did write a little something in there, and he was able to find me a job that was more suitable for my nature. And so, and that ended up being a fabulous job and lasting any number of years with lots of promotions. So, those are the kinds of things that are clues along the way. I began to realize that at some point that book really understood the me, that I'm an adventurer, and that he was trying to say, you need to soar, stretch your wings, don't hold yourself back. And that's what I had been doing. In my 30s, I began to explore some of the things that had been coming to me, more esoteric kinds of things. And I had heard about reincarnation. Well, I didn't really know what it was. I was raised Catholic. It was a totally foreign concept. I went to channelings. I joined a Unity church, and it was more free because there weren't parameters around, a concept of God and spirituality. It was opening me up even more. I began exploring religions. It was that church that brought in 5 different religions over 5 Sundays to do their service and to explain what their process was. Had one thing in common, and that one God, and that due to their culture or belief system, they had their culture's name for God, but it was still all one source. And I just thought that was pretty fabulous. I believed that pretty strongly. And then I, had been reading for probably 10 years by the 70s and 80s. But that sensing is so important to us. Anyhow, I began with one of the things that I absolutely loved was Deepak Chopra, and he had a book and a cassette tape called Quantum Healing, and I drove miles and miles and hours and wore that tape out. The fact that people could spontaneously heal. And of course, now we know that that's absolutely probable and can be accomplished. And if you want to know more about that, look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. Oh, he's done for 40 years. He's spent his life doing research on what happens to the body when we do certain things like meditate. So there, I did channelings. I learned how to do meditation. I learned about protecting myself with energy and all those kinds of things, knowing that there's something more to us. There's something bigger and greater at work for us on our behalf. And so we're growing wiser. We become more aware and in tune with our own needs and desires and wants. And for me, because I'm an explorer, I really want to know. I want to talk to people. I want to read it, see it, experience it. So during my life, from the 3.5 and running away to sticking around and facing, whatever is going on, it's a process. You have to go through the challenges. And each of those challenges that we encounter is going to either hit a resounding happy chord by the resolution, or it's like you're stuck in there and you've got to get out. And what I learned from me in a very important message from Dear Abby was, she answered a woman's query about a situation that matched mine at the time. I was in my early 30s. And she said, "Oh, my dear, I'm so sorry you had to go through that." Well, I put the paper down and I said, would that have been so hard for that individual to have said that to me? And then in the very next sentence, she said, "So when are you going to get over it?" She said, you need to get over it. You're this age, it's behind you, and you're dragging it with you. And what I realized is that I had put myself into a cage, fenced in area, and that it was up to me to open that gate and step out. And once I did, that was when I began my exploration journey and have continued that throughout my life. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you had a little bit of fun along the way and maybe picked up a clue or two for yourself, and whatever is perfectly okay. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Those are the things that improve the algorithm and get this channel out to others who may be wanting a little laughter, a little fun along the way. And I appreciate that very much. And I love getting your comments and questions. So make sure you can leave those for me too if you'd like. And until the next video, I want you to know you're loved beyond your imagining. And please, like yourself, be kind to others and yourself, and I will see you the next video.